All right, and so in these we'll be dealing with multiplication, and so when we see multiplication, we need to divide. So we've got 14 is equal to negative 7w. We need to keep our equation balanced. We see that what's happening to w is it's being multiplied by 7. And so to undo that, or to do the inverse of that, we need to divide by negative 7 on both sides. So on the left, 14 divided by negative 7 is going to be negative 2. And on the right, negative 7 divided by negative 7 is 1. And we don't need to write the 1, we can just write w. So I want this to not be a magic trick, and I've seen a lot of math teachers go, oh, these just cancel. Well, that's a lie. They do not cancel, because canceling would mean that they make nothing. They make a 1. Negative 7 divided by negative 7 is 1, not 0. So our answer is negative 2. We've got 41, negative 41 is equal to negative y over 5. And so we see that what's happening to the y is it's being divided by 5, so we need to multiply both sides by 5. And on the right, I'll leave it as a fraction because that will make that process a little bit easier. 5 times negative 41 is negative 205. Negative y times 5 is negative 5y. 5 times 1 is 5. Now we need to simplify that fraction on the right. Negative 5 divided by 5 is going to be negative 1y. We do not want the value of negative y. We want the value of positive y. So what we need to do in this instance is divide both sides by negative 1. Which is going to give us 205 on the left. And just negative 1 divided by 1, negative 1 is 1. So that's going to give us 1y. Again, they do not cancel. They create 1, which gives us the answer y equals 205. That one was a little bit tricky because of that negative in front of the y there. So we do have negative 4y is equal to 24. We see that y is being multiplied by negative 4, so the inverse of that is to divide by negative 4. And what we're going to get is negative 4 divided by negative 4 makes 1y, and 24 divided by negative 4 leaves us with negative 6. I'll do a couple more. We have negative 12v is equal to 24. We see that the v is being multiplied by negative 12, so the inverse of that is to divide by negative 12. Negative 12 divided by negative 12 does not cancel. It makes 1v. 24 over 12 makes 2. Oops, I forgot the negative on my 12 on the right. A little boo-boo on my part. V is equal to negative 2. I'll try and find one that's a little bit wacky like the other one we did. There we go. So here we have negative 24 is equal to negative w over 2. There's a bit of a process that we need to go through with this one, which is okay. We see that we're being divided by 2 on the right, so we need to multiply both sides by 2. 2 times negative 24 is negative 48. Negative w times 2 is negative 2w. 2 times 1 is 2. So we can simplify the fraction on the right to make it negative 48 is equal to, I'm going to do this two ways. I'll show you a second way over here. Negative 48 equals negative 2w over 2. So both of these will produce a correct answer. The one on the left, I will simplify that fraction on the right to be negative 1w, recognizing that we need to then divide by negative 1 because the negative 1 is being multiplied by w. Negative 1 divided by negative 1 makes 1. They do not cancel, they create 1. Negative 48 divided by negative 1 makes a positive 48. Now the other way to approach this on the right would be to say, I don't want to simplify those fractions. I'm just going to straight up multiply both sides by 2 to undo the division that's happening there. So now we get negative 96 is equal to negative 2w, because this 2 and this 2 would cancel to create 1. What we have now is we need to say, okay, we need to deal with that negative 2. So it's being multiplied by w. We can divide by negative 2 to do the inverse operation there. We get positive 48 equals w. So one thing to understand about solving equations is there's often more than one correct way to do it. My suggestion would be just to identify a way that you're comfortable with, that works for you, and do that consistently every single time, and hopefully it will work out well for you.